This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Saturday, June 6th, 2026 in the morning. Today, we analyze a massive compute sharing deal between Google and SpaceX, the emergence of a zero-waste desalination technique, a critical prompt injection vulnerability in Claude code, and active exploitation of PAN-OS security flaws. We also note a state-level moratorium attempt on hyperscale data centers in New York and the potential for monthly obesity drug treatments. In a major shift for infrastructure scaling, Google has entered a $920 million per month agreement with SpaceX to utilize their satellite-linked compute capacity. This deal effectively treats the Starlink-linked ground station network as a distributed edge computing layer. By offloading specialized inference workloads to these remote nodes, Google is bypassing the latency and power constraints of terrestrial, centralized data centers. Analysts see this as a tactical move to maintain compute density in regions where energy grids cannot support traditional hyperscale growth. A high-severity vulnerability has been confirmed in the Claude code GitHub action. Security researchers discovered that the agent is susceptible to prompt injection via untrusted inputs from issues and pull requests. Because Claude code is designed to autonomously interact with local environments, an attacker can manipulate these inputs to gain unauthorized access to the developer's repository. This vulnerability highlights the danger of granting agentic systems write access to core build infrastructure. Developers should immediately audit their workflows and implement strict input sanitization layers before allowing Claude code to process external communications. Researchers at the University of Rochester have unveiled a new method for ocean water desalination that operates without waste. Traditional systems typically produce brine, a toxic, hypersaline byproduct. This new technique uses a modular, energy-efficient filtration process that recovers minerals during the cycle, effectively eliminating the brine discharge entirely. While still in the experimental phase, the ability to produce drinking water without ecological side effects marks a shift in how resource-stressed regions will manage water security over the next decade. Unit 42 has issued an urgent threat brief regarding the active exploitation of the PAN-OS vulnerability identified as CVE 2026-0257. Attackers are currently using this flaw to gain unauthorized access to Palo Alto Networks firewalls. The exploitation allows for remote code execution, which can lead to a full takeover of perimeter defense systems. Organizations using affected versions of PAN-OS must immediately apply the recommended mitigations and monitor for signs of anomalous traffic patterns. New York is moving closer to becoming the first U.S. state to implement a temporary one-year ban on hyperscale data centers. Spearheaded by State Senator Kristen Gonzalez, the proposed moratorium targets facilities exceeding 20 megawatts of power consumption. The bill is a direct response to the massive energy demands of the AI industry. If signed by Governor Kathy Hochul, this legislation will force tech companies to reconsider the physical location of their future infrastructure, prioritizing regions with lower grid stress or localized renewable sources. Community sentiment is currently dominated by concerns over the sheer cost of AI infrastructure. On Hacker News, the discussion regarding the Google and SpaceX compute deal reflects deep skepticism about the long-term sustainability of the current compute-at-any-cost paradigm. Security teams are tracking the exposure of over 900 gas station tank gauge systems across the U.S. These industrial systems are being targeted through vulnerable internet-facing interfaces. In emerging developments, the medical sector is tracking promising data from Pfizer's mid-stage obesity drug trials. Evidence confirms the drug is a viable candidate for monthly dosing, which could significantly disrupt the current daily regimen treatment market. Finally, researchers from IMEC and KU Leuven are making waves with their work on read-centric design technology co-optimization for IG0 FIFETs. This represents a significant step toward hardware-native 3D AI memories, potentially resolving the current memory wall bottleneck in edge-based neural silicon.